Hey, what's going on YouTube? Today we're going to be making one of my favorite dishes, the Japanese curry. I like to use the Golden Curry brand just because it has so much flavor and it reminds me of So today Japan. We're going to be cutting up some vegetables, cutting up some cabbage, learning how to make rice, and of course, making the curry. What's up guys? So today we are going to be making a Japanese curry and we're going to be using this brand, Golden Curry. This is such a really good brand for Japanese curry. I know it's not traditional, but it's still absolutely delicious. And because we're making a curry, we're going to start with our rice. I have brown rice. I like to make my rice in a pot because we don't actually have a rice cooker. Don't worry, it's really, really simple. This is an ancient secret of a way to measure perfect amounts of water to rice. The amount of rice does not matter when you use this technique. So the secret to making rice is once the rice has been washed, you fill up the rice to the water line, which is going to reach up to about here, your first knuckle. I've done this so many times that I know the water line actually is right below this knuckle. So you actually use your finger and you go all across the top of the rice to measure out where the water line is. And for me, this is perfect rice. This works for any amount of rice and any type of rice. So this is completely universal, and this is the secret. Now we're gonna cover the rice, and we're gonna put it on high heat, and once it comes to a boil, we're gonna turn it down to low heat and let it simmer, and then it's done when it's done, about 15-20 minutes. The curry is pretty straightforward. So we're gonna add our oil first, medium-high heat, spread the oil around. We're going to start with the garlic. This is going to be really quick. We're going to add the garlic first, and then 10 seconds right after, we're going to add the rest of the vegetables. The reason why we're doing this is we're basically making a quick garlic oil, but then once you add the rest of the vegetables, it stops the garlic from burning. See how it's starting to turn brown already? Vegetables in. Okay, and we're going to give it a quick stir fry. Season, salt, and pepper. So we're going to cook this out for about 2 minutes. We're going to add our potatoes. We cook this out for about 5 minutes. Season. So this is going to be a chickpea curry. You can use dried chickpea, which requires soaking and then cooking on its own, or you can use canned chickpea. Doesn't really matter. Totally up to you. This is chickpea that I made earlier. We're going to add it to the curry after we add the sauce. Once the rice comes to a boil like this, we're going to turn the heat down to a low. And then we're just going to let this go for about 15 minutes. So when the onions start to become translucent, a lot of the moisture has already been cooked out. We're going to add our water. This recipe calls for about 600 milliliters of water. Turn up the heat to high. Give this a good stir. You can totally use chicken stock or any kind of broth instead of the water if you'd like. So now we're going to bring this up to a boil, and then we're going to let it simmer for about 15 minutes. So now that we've added the water, I'm going to turn this up to high, and we're going to cover it, and we're going to let it come to a boil, and then we're going to let it simmer for about 15 minutes. So, Golden Curry, these packages usually come in packets of 2. This recipe that I'm making is only for 1 of these cubes, so when you're cooking with this, find that there's actually a lot of ingredients in here, the main one being there's a little bit of sugar and flour. So what that means is once this gets added to the pot of vegetables, we're going to stir it in, but we have to keep it on low heat. If you put it on high heat, the bottom is going to scorch and burn. The cabbage, which I just cut up, we just put it in a bowl of ice water. This is a good way to just eat cabbage raw. The ice water firms up the cells in the vegetable that gives it a nice crispy crunch. It's been about 15 minutes for the rice. Now come look. It's nice and poofy. It's still on low heat. The one thing that we want to do with rice is we want to fluff it. Okay, so if we can look really close, we want to check to see if there's any water left at the very bottom of the pot. Okay, and there isn't. And when there's no water left at the bottom of the pot, your rice is pretty much done. And what you want to do is you want to turn off the heat, but keep it on the hot element with the lid completely on, so it'll actually stay warm, but it won't overcook. Woo! So this has been cooking for about 15 minutes now. It's just to ensure that the potatoes and the carrots are cooked all the way through. Now this is where we're going to incorporate the rest of our ingredients. We're going to take our golden curry mix. I'm going to open the pack. It's in 4 little cubes like this. Simply just going to break the cubes out, and we're just going to let it meld in. It's very important that the heat is on super low. Golden curry actually has sugar and wheat in it that actually scorch the bottom of the pot if it's on super high heat. We're going to let this melt in nice and easy. From here we're going to add our chickpeas. Chickpeas are already cooked, so we don't have to worry about cooking them. and we're just gonna incorporate all of this in. So once we have the golden curry mixed in, we're now gonna leave this on super low heat for another 15 minutes, so then all of the flavors can meld together. This can be found at any Asian supermarket, but if you don't have any Asian supermarkets around you, it is available on Amazon. I'll put the link in the description down below. This is a very popular item. It's super simple to make. All you need are potatoes, carrots, and onions, and like a meat. I did chickpeas, but you could totally swap it out for chicken or pork. So give this recipe a try, and let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Woo! Oh hey, I love Japanese curry. It's like, I don't know what it is, the flavor is just amazing.